Hello, all my friends and my fans. Tonight, I'm going to practice something, try to be a little bit more present with the camera. But I digress. I am sitting here alone in my apartment. I do have a roommate, but he's in his room sleeping. But I am alone in this apartment. It's late at night, almost 11. And I want to talk about what being alone really means because in my life, I will say, unfortunately, I have a lot of experience with this. Being alone. In being alone like I am tonight isn't the loneliest I've ever felt, too. Um, some of the loneliest times in my life, I've been around family, I've been around friends, I've been in environments I truly have not had a reason to feel that way. But loneliness isn't a state of being when it comes to being around people. Loneliness isn't the fact that I'm not in a relationship. Loneliness isn't the fact that I only have like one or two really close friends. Loneliness isn't the fact that I'm away from home um, at college. Loneliness is not that. Because right now, I don't feel alone. Let that sink in. No, because I do not feel alone right now. But I don't have any of those things I just mentioned. What's wrong with that? How don't I feel alone? Well, I'll tell you when I did feel alone. When I did feel alone, this is not long ago. This really isn't long ago. This is probably less than a year ago. I have felt the most alone I have ever felt in my entire life. And I know others have felt that too. But isolation is not isolation. Isolation is something that you do yourself. Isolation is something that we as people create for ourselves because it's very easy not to be isolated. What I mean by this, you can talk to friends over Discord, text, Instagram, Snapchat all day. You can go to a party, the function, talk to some people. You can go in class, engage with your teacher, like you should be doing, okay? Go to class and actually listen to what your teacher's saying, because they're here for you. But even in all those environments, you can feel alone because being alone isn't being around people. You understand? Being alone is not having anybody who understands you. Okay? Being alone is not being able to say how you feel to somebody because you would think that person is uncomfortable with what you just said. Being alone is sitting in your car, listening to some music, looking at your roster, seeing that it's empty, looking at your text messages, seeing that they're empty, looking at your phone call history and seeing ongoing and outgoing calls from two, three of the same people. That's loneliness. That is being alone. And that is one of the most devastating feelings a human can feel. Because we are social creatures at the end of the day. And being alone is one of the worst things you can do for your mental health. And I understand that people like their privacy. You should be able to have that. And I do suspect some people too can probably make it out just fine with being completely on their own. But for us who can't, for us that do crave human connection, for us that crave that more than surface level feeling, being alone is worse than receiving news that your pet just died, receiving news that you won't get the job, receiving news that your bank account is looking a little bit lacking right now, is bigger than all of those. Because when you have bad news to confide in somebody with, that makes all that bad shit go away. You might have to deal with it. You might have to. But it will make that bad shit go away. You hear me? No, because you won't keep that in yourself anymore. You'll let the world know how you feel about that. And as soon as you let those thoughts go, it instantly resolves that problem. Comes up with resolutions in your head. Just like that. Oh, I don't got paper, but, I talked to my friend about this. So, I think I'm actually going to lock in a little bit, feel a little bit less bad about it. We can focus on some other stuff. Oh, that day fell through. So, but I got to talk to my homeboy about it, and we can just trash on this lady that ghosted me. Make it into a fun little story. A lived experience. That's everything. And being able to take those bad experiences and make it into a funny story. Because I love stories, and I know you too. That is so important. That is so important. Being able to be like, hey, what did you do today? I didn't do shit. I stayed in bed all day, for real. Well, I did stay in bed all day, actually. It makes you think about that. I did stay in bed all day. How did I feel about that? Oh, man, I don't even know why I stayed in bed all day. It just the bed was comfy and I didn't have a lot to do. But I wish I kind of got out a little bit more. And that's it. That is it right there. Confiding with somebody that you were able to convey emotion past the surface level. Deep connection is what roots us. Always remember that. I'm Julian Fletcher. Thank you for watching. Any questions, comments, or concerns, hit me up and I'll hit you back up because I love talking to people and I love human connection. Y'all have a good night. Bye-bye.